A successful economic model is a business plan that yields enough finances to sustain itself. Inevitably, the focus is to maximize harvest, product quality, sales, and price. The comparison calculators provide a new set of self-analysis tools to discover areas of weakness and then visualize greater success.
While it is easier to critique external factors, self-analysis may well be the most powerful approach when it comes to climbing up the economic ladder.
The comparison calculators are made up of 4 calculators. We call them comparison calculators because the basic analysis is the same for each calculator. They are laid out in a side-by-side format to provide an unparalleled visual comparison of production and its financial translation.
Calculator 1 is designed to analyze the past. Calculator 2 is designed to engage in what-if scenarios.
Calculator 3 is designed to project a new crop season. Calculator 4 is designed to track the actual outcome of the new crop season. The first step is to open the comparative calculators to Calculator 1. Here, you will create an historical model. Numbers may come from actual records you have, your best guess estimate, or a composite of your historical averages.
Line 1 is to create an enterprise name. An enterprise is not the whole farm or operation, but a single crop footprint. For example, a specific field or production unit of one crop. That way, all related facts and costs remain pertinent for analysis. A farming business may have any number of different crops, each of which make up an enterprise.
On line 2, name the crop that is being grown.
On line 3, enter the unit of production, which in our sample is acres. There are several automated button choices. You can also just type in your specific unit of production. It does not matter if your enterprise is traditional row crops, greenhouse, or hydroponics.
On line 4, enter the unit of yield, which also might be your sales unit. Our sample is hundredweight. It can be anything: pounds, tons, heads, or bunches. You can use the automated buttons or just type in your specific unit of yield.
On line 5, we enter how many units of production, which is 100 acres for our sample.
On line 6, we enter how many units of yield per unit of production. Our sample harvest yield is 400 hundredweight per acre.
On line 7, enter a price that historically you expected at the start of a season. The reason we enter your pre-season expectation is that you'll estimate a historical price loss on line 12 if actual prices came in below expected prices.
On line 9, make a percentage estimate of how much is historically left in the field or unharvested. Once you enter a percentage amount, you'll notice that calculation cells in line 8 populate to provide a view of the gross production estimate before harvest.
On line 8, you'll notice that in our sample, the 6% estimate of crop left in the field equates to 2,553 hundredweight, valued at $17,872. 6% of all production costs, such as seed, labor, land, water, equipment, and crop inputs, was left in the field for whatever reason.
On line 10, estimates are made as to saleable loss due to defects, visual, size, spoilage, and shrink. We used a large 12% for our sample because of the long-term storage involved before sale.
On line 11, we look at historical market loss. Market loss is when you have saleable product, but no market. Given their perishable nature, product must be dumped or donated. Our sample is for 3,500 hundredweight that could not be sold.
On line 12, we determine what, if any, price loss has occurred due to product quality. Is a price loss due to something that can be changed at the farm level? Or is it that volume contracts, with heavy discounts for quality issues, make it so you can't win. In our sample we use 5%, which equates to $11,095.
In summary, there was a 10,853 hundredweight overall loss, from crop left in the field, saleable loss and market loss. This translates into an acre equivalent loss of 27.1 acres. While the losses in this sample may seem high, farming can have many challenges, whose resolution become the saving grace for the farm.
Facing production and product quality challenges is the first step to finding the causes and solutions. Now that you've faced your challenges, you're ready for changes and optimism.
We now go to Calculator 2. Here is where you can envision changes to the historical data entered in Calculator 1. On line 13, the crop before harvest data from Calculator 1 is restated as the starting point.
On line 14, our sample visualizes a 10% increase in yields. An event that would add 4,255 hundredweight, valued at $29,787. The yield gain is rolled into the overall data in line 15.
On line 16, we enter the crop left in the field, or unharvested, at 3%. Recall, our historical example was 6%. In a few slides, when we finish with Calculator 2 entries, we'll have graphics that compare the historical data with the changes envisioned on Calculator 2.
On line 17, our sample saleable loss is 9%. Recall, our historical example was 12%. A new contract was negotiated, which moved up the sale date, shortening the storage time and reducing shrink risk.
On line 18, our sample market loss is 1,800 hundredweight, compared to the historical 3,500 hundredweight.
On line 19, our sample price gain is 10%, compared to the historical price loss of 5%.
By comparing the historical data from Calculator 1 with the changed data from Calculator 2, one can quickly visualize reductions in product and product quality losses, plus any gains.
There is power in being able to compare the historical perspective from Calculator 1 to changes and new visions in Calculator 2. Visualizing the production and financial impact of changes can help growers assess the solutions they have sought out.
The first entry on Calculator 3 is the crop year for which the projections are being done.
Next is to complete the statistical data in lines 1 through 7.
Consider now what you want to achieve relative to lines 9 through 11.
As entries are made to Calculator 3, the graphics populate. The same holds true for entries to Calculator 4.
Calculator 4 can be used to track how the season unfolds. This data can then be useful in updating the historical perspective and adjusting what you want to do for the next crop season. You've now completed the instructional video for the comparison calculators. Be sure to watch the instructional videos for the crop input templates and tracking harvest and sales.
The crop profitability calculators are intended for profit and non-profit commercial production enterprises, home gardeners that depend upon the food they grow, and entrepreneurs that want to get into commercial production. It does not matter if you grow in soil, a growing medium, hydroponic or greenhouse.
For a fresh and deeper perspective on fertilization and plant and soil amendments, contact Kelp for less and talk to them. Your growing enterprise and plants will thank you that you did. For deeper and more complex challenges, particularly when there is a lot at stake financially, they are available for professional consultation. For technical questions about the crop profitability calculators, contact us via email using info@street.money. Contact World Success if you are interested in other farm finance services.